Welcome and namaste. This is the second day of the 12 days of yoga. I'm so glad you're here with me today. We're going to talk a little bit about commitment before we get started. So first, just sit well, turn your thigh bones in, and then lengthen your tailbone down. So you can sit up nice and straight. Bring your thumbs and index fingers together. Place your palms face down in your lap. Our pose we're working on this morning to go along with the 12 Days of Christmas song. We'll be doing, there's not a turtle dove pose, so we'll practice Garudhasana today, the eagle pose. And we'll do a bunch of warm-ups and stuff first. But one of the things that I think is true about both turtle doves, or mourning doves at least, and perhaps eagles, is that they make a commitment, they mate for life. And I think it's a beautiful thing to think about how we make commitment to each other and to ourselves. I chose eagle pose today for that reason. The way when you wrap the arms and the legs in Garudhasana, it's representing the mating flight pattern. I was going to say the mating dance, but they're flying of eagles. They spiral around each other in this beautiful dance. So that's what we're working on today, kind of like drawing in, hugging into ourselves, making a commitment to ourselves. That's what you do every time you get down on your yoga mat and you practice. So lift up through your side ribs, take the heads of your arm bones back, and gently hug your shoulder blades into the back of your heart, and feel how that action of hugging in creates a feeling of lift. Your heart can lift up in the front of your body, and it also gives you a feeling of support, because when you commit to something, or if someone makes a commitment to you, there's this giving and receiving of support. And it's important for us to feel that right now as we're distant and apart from each other, to know that you're committed to something or someone or to spirit, or committed to taking good care of yourself, is so important. Begin with a bit of deep breathing. And as you inhale, fill your lungs down to the bottom and also up toward your collarbones. And commit to making each breath smooth and steady and even. Having a commitment to yourself helps you stay accountable, helps move you toward the places you want to go, moves you towards your goals, your dreams, your desires. Today in our practice, we commit to ourselves. Just commit to taking care of yourself, to drawing into your center, being there for yourself today. Bring your hands together in front of your heart, and let's chant the sound Om. When we chant Om, we're creating a beautiful vibration together. Inhale. Om. Gently bow your head toward your heart. When you make a commitment to yourself, you're really just honoring your own heart. Release your hands down, gently open up your eyes. We're going to begin lying down on your back today. And you may want to have a strap handy. If you don't have one, it's fine, but it can make it a little bit easier to do some of the stretching with. So start on your back with your knees bent. And pull your right knee up into your chest and start to make some circles with your right ankle. So Garudhasana, the eagle pose, is a balancing on one foot pose. And so having more flexibility in your ankles is helpful for when you're trying to stand on one foot. Good. Change the direction of your circle. Go the opposite way there. Great. And then kick your foot up towards the ceiling a bit. Walk your hands up onto your calf, or if you can reach, you can hold on to the outer edge of your foot with your right hand for half happy baby pose. And gently pulse your right thigh bone up and down. Keep your right shin as vertical as you can, so the sole of your foot stays facing up towards the sky. A few pulsations here, and you feel the hip. Yeah. You feel a stretch in your low back. And rather than flattening your back down into the floor, try to get a little bit of lift in the lumbar curve of your spine. So if you tilt your pelvis slightly forward, you get a little more space under your low back. Good. Then release your right foot down to the mat and bring your left leg in. Hug your knee into your chest. Circle your foot. So when you're circling your foot, engage the toes. Try to spread the toes a little bit. Feel the muscles in your foot active. Enjoy all the sensations in the ankle. You can feel your calf muscles working as you're moving your foot around in a circle. And then go the opposite direction with the circle. Then take your foot up. And if you can't reach the foot or the calf, you can also hold your thigh and just pull the thigh up and down. Try to keep your shin straight up and down. If you can reach your foot, hold on to the outer edge of your foot with your left hand. Take your right arm down by your side and pulse. Pulse your thigh bone up and down. Keep the pelvis neutral, so you don't want to lift your hips up off the floor. The pelvis stays on the floor. Low back tries to arch up a little bit away from the mat. It's pretty challenging. Do your best with that. But that creates a lot of safety for your spine. Enjoy the pulsation. And then release left foot down. Okay, now take the right leg up again, only this time straighten it. And here's where, if you have the strap, you can wrap it around your foot, or if you don't have a strap or belt, just clasp your hands behind your thigh. That works really well if you don't have props. But if you've got something to wrap around your foot, bring it around the ball of your foot, and then slide your arms down so your elbows rest on the floor. And with this strap, you can pull a little bit so you integrate your thigh bone more deeply into your pelvis. When the thigh gets integrated, when you're pulling down, your low back will arch up a little bit more. Also, press your thigh forward. So there's where, if you're holding with your hands, you can press your thigh right into your hands. So, the different modifications, depending on what props you have, each has their benefits and their challenges. All right, so we're pulling in, pressing the thigh forward, and then from the core of your pelvis, from the very center of your pelvis, extend up. Reach out through the ball of your big toe. And then also extend from your pelvis out through the top of your head. So your torso stays long, you feel spacious through your spine, and you should be feeling a really good stretch in the back of your right thigh. Breathe deeply. And remember your commitment to yourself. We're pulling in, we're hugging into the center here a bit. And then from the center, we expand out. And then gently release your leg down. And now stretch both legs down on the floor for a moment. And notice any differences you can feel from side to side. Very cool. All right, second leg. Bend your knees. Take your left leg up. Strap around your foot. The ball of your foot, that gives you something really nice to press into. Use the arm strength, but relax your shoulders. So you keep the elbows down. You pull on the strap. Integrate the leg. We're drawing into the core of the pelvis specifically. Then, with that much engagement, keep that there. That's your commitment to yourself today. Then press the thigh back meaning towards the back of your body. So the thigh presses into your hamstrings. Lightly tone your abdominal muscles here. And then And relax the shoulders back and extend out now from the core of your pelvis. Reach up through the ball of your left big toe and extend long through your spine. And as you breathe, visualize your breath bringing prana, life force energy, shakti, into every part of your body. Exhale, release your leg down. Take both legs down on the floor, just stretch out a little bit here. Feels nice. Feel a little more balanced now from side to side. And then you can release the strap, just push it out of the way. All right, bend your knees once again. Now take your feet wider on your mat, but keep them parallel. So a line through the center of your foot is parallel from one foot to the other. Take your arms out to the sides. You can have your elbows bent or arms straight if that's more comfortable. And we'll do the windshield wiper pose here. So this opens up your hips, your low back. So you gently lower your knees side to side. Keep your feet at the edges of the mat. And you roll onto the inner and outer edges of each foot. This is a gentle spinal twist. You can feel that all the way up to the middle of your spine. Your shoulders stay on the floor. You enjoy this movement. Think of movement like the air element. Right? Air has movement, it has direction, it flows. So just feel that. And since we're talking about bird poses today, birds fly through the air. Just enjoy the sensations. And feel the hips and the spine and the legs and the feet. And then come to the center. Keep your feet wide. And we're going to start right here with the leg position for eagle, which is much easier to do lying down than it is to do standing up. So keep your left foot way over to the left side of your mat, and then take your right leg and cross at the knees. So your right knee comes right on top of the left, and then bring your right foot down by your left ankle. All right. From this position, because we've rolled the thighs in quite a bit, it's more accessible to be able to tuck your right toes behind your left calf. This is quite hard to do when you're standing up, but lying down, because your knees are bent a lot, because we're able to really roll the thighs in, and because you don't have to worry about balance, many people find they can tuck the toes behind the calf in this position, even if you can't when you're standing. So it's a good place to notice that this is a possibility. Now, hug in with commitment. Squeeze your thighs together, lift your feet off the floor, and then bring your legs more towards the center. Draw in, hug into the center, hug into the midline. Now, just as you did with the leg stretch, press your thigh bones into the hamstrings. You'll feel a little more lift in your low back. All right, so thighs back, we get the curve. But then try to reach your tailbone towards your heels, and you'll feel that curve lengthens just a little bit. Then extend out from the core of your pelvis, stretch down into your legs and feet, lengthen up to the crown of your head. And this is the lower body portion of Garudhasana. We can do the arms here too. Reach your arms up towards the ceiling. Cross the right elbow behind the left, and then see if you can bend your arms, bring your palms together. And if the palms don't come together, you can bring the backs of your hands together. And squeeze in, hug in, pull your shoulders down towards the floor. All right, so the shoulder blades move towards the back of your body. And take a couple of deep breaths. Good, release your arms. Uncross your legs. Take your feet wide again on your mat. We'll do a few more windshield wipers, side to side, just releasing any tension in your back and your hips. Good, and then come back up, knees to center, keep your feet apart. Now we'll go to the other side, so take the left thigh, cross at the knee. Bring your foot down close to the outside of your right ankle. Lift your right foot up. See if you can tuck your toes. Now, paradoxically, the more you straighten your leg, the harder it is to tuck your toes. So keep your right foot close to the floor. See if you can take the left toes behind the right calf. And it might even be easier to keep your foot down on the mat. Then squeeze your thighs in. Draw into your commitment to yourself. Take the feet up into the center. And so the left leg is on top. That means the left elbow comes behind the right. See if you can bring your palms together or backs of hands together. And then hug in. So here we've got the spiraling action of eagle. Draw the heads of your arm bones back. Press your thigh bones back. Scoop your tailbone lightly. And pull into the heart. It's like you're doing the mating dance with yourself. You're loving yourself today. A little bit of self-commitment, self-care. Breathe deeply. And gently release your arms, uncross your legs. Take your feet wide again, and a few more easy windshield wipers. All right, gently roll all the way to one side. You can rest on your side for a moment, and then press down into the mat to come on up. Now let's come up to stand. And we'll do a few other standing poses just to get our land legs back on here. Connect more fully to earth element. So separate your feet nice and wide on your mat. Align your feet so they're parallel through the centers, and have your feet about as wide as your wrists are when your arms are out to the sides. And then you can bring your hands to hips. Keep your left foot squared off to the back edge of the mat. Turn your right foot out 90 degrees. And pull in from your feet. Hug in with that feeling of drawing into your center. Pull in with commitment to yourself. Then bend your knee, reach your arms up. Good. Keep your legs strong. Keep trying to wrinkle up your mat between your feet. Move your thigh bones back so the thigh bones press into the hamstrings. And now take the right sitting bone under a little bit more. The tailbone comes in. You'll feel the low belly start to lift up. Turn your head to the right. Look out over your fingertips for warrior two. From that place of commitment in the center, we expand and stretch and shine out. Feel the fullness of your breath. Good. And we'll make a little transition here. Bring your right forearm to your thigh. Take your left arm up and over your head. And then bring your left arm out in front of you. Let's get the shoulder integrated. Lift up through the side ribs. Make more space from your left hip to your left armpit. And then pull the arm back, like drawing into the back of the heart. Drawing in with your commitment to yourself. Then stretch your arm up over your ear. And you can even turn and look up underneath your arm, up towards the sky. From the pelvis, lengthen out, lengthen your legs. Lengthen your spine, reach and extend. And then press down into your feet and take a breath in to float yourself up. Release your arms and change your feet. Turn the right foot square to the edge of the mat. Turn your left foot out 90 degrees. Take a breath. Connect to the bigger energy here. And then firm your legs, bend your knee, float your arms up. Good. Soften your skin. Engage your legs. Pull them in towards each other. Then take the inner thighs back. Draw the tailbone in. Lift up through the belly. Lift up through the side ribs. Extend out now from the core of your pelvis. Lengthen your legs. Lift your heart. And reach out to your fingertips. You can turn, look out over the left hand. Take some slow, deep, full breaths. Next exhalation, we'll go to Parshvakonasana, forearm to thigh. Take your right arm up and over. And then let's get that shoulder integrated again. So bring your arm forward, lengthen the side ribs, and with commitment, draw into your own heart, and then sweep your arm up over your head. You can turn, look up. And when you feel that sense of commitment to yourself, then you can really expand out. Shine out. Reach from the pelvis to the feet. Lengthen your spine. Stretch through your fingertips. Good. And root down into your legs and inhale, come up strong. Parallel your feet. Release your arms. Step in to mountain pose. Your feet parallel, arms by your sides. Close your eyes. Hug your legs towards each other. Take the heads of your arm bones back. Align your palate over your pelvis and stand still in mountain pose with this feeling of hugging into yourself. Good. All right, I think we're ready for Garudhasana, the eagle pose, or as we might call it today, the turtle dove pose. I know, I'm silly. All right, separate your feet just a little bit wider, just a teeny bit wider. Like if you go too wide, it's hard to then shift your weight from side to side. But with your feet just slightly wider than hip distance, it's a little easier to get that internal rotation of your thighs that we saw we needed when we were lying on the floor. So let's actually do the arms first. Okay. So here's a couple of options. So if the wrap is uncomfortable on your shoulders, if it's too much strain, too much pull, then you will just hold onto your shoulders with your elbows crossed in front. Okay? And if otherwise, you can do the full wrap. So let's stand well, mountain pose. Reach your arms out in front of you. Take your inner thighs back and draw the tailbone in, and then lift up through your side ribs, plug into the heart. And now take your right elbow underneath the left, bend your arms, and bring your palms together. Good. And other options, hands to shoulders, backs of hands together. All right, from here, let's also recommit, redraw in, pull the shoulder blades onto your back. All right, now we'll add the legs, and this is where the balance gets really tricky. So do your best with it. Bend your knees a bit. Roll the fronts of your thighs in. Move your sitting bones back. So you're starting to come into a little bit of a squat here. Then shift your weight over into your left foot. Cross the right thigh on top. Big toe can stay on the floor. That makes the balance the easiest. Look forward. You kind of have to look through your arms. And then lift the right foot. And then you can see about tucking your toes behind the left shin. So to get balance here, we've got to really squeeze in, hug in with that feeling of strong commitment. And you'll feel the left ankle wobbling a little bit as you're trying to balance. From the core of your pelvis, you anchor down into the earth through the four corners of your left foot. Then you lift your heart up. Advanced variation, you bow forward. Try to bring elbows to your knees. This is like the eagle landing in the nest. And then root down, inhale, come back up. Uncross your legs and open up your arms. Make a big circle, reach out, reach up over your head. And then exhale, return to mountain pose. Arms at your sides. Awesome. Let's do the second side. So we'll start with the arms and then add the legs. Reach your arms out in front of you. Hug your legs in. Like get sturdy. Feel your feet on the floor. Particularly pay attention to your right foot. You want to make sure it's pointing straight ahead. And now we'll take the left elbow underneath. Bend your arms, palms together, backs of hands together, or hands on your shoulders. Bend your knees a bit, roll the thighs in, press your sitting bones back. Shift your weight to the right foot. Cross the left leg over, big toe on the floor, or tuck. And when you tuck, when you wrap, your hips are going to turn a little bit to the right, but then you try to square everything back off to the front. You hug in strongly. And even if you tip over, like, it's okay, but you're making that commitment to try. Press your thighs back more. Draw the tailbone under a little more. Feel your lower abdominals engage. Shoulders back. Lift your heart a little bit. Good. And then that advanced variation. Bow forward. Hinge at your hips. Elbows to knees. And then root down into your standing leg. Slowly rise up. Uncross your legs. Open up your arms. Make a big circle. Reach up. And then exhale, bow forward into Uttanasana, standing forward fold, lower your head. Inhale, look up. Exhale, fold in. And then bring your knees down to the mat. And we'll go into child's pose. So reach your arms out in front of you. Take your knees wide, bring your big toes together. Sit back, hips to heels, forehead down. And if this is too intense in your knees, you go to puppy. So you bring the knees under the hips, elbows are in front. You keep your hips up and lower your head down. And you soften, breathe deeply. And when you're ready, come on up to an all fours position. We'll do a gentle twist here. Turn your right fingertips towards the center of your mat. Turn your left palm up and thread your left arm underneath. Bring your shoulder to the floor. Bring your head to the floor. Then come up onto the fingertips of your right hand and hug your right shoulder blade towards the back of your heart. Make that commitment to your own heart, to follow your dreams, to support yourself. And now press down into your right hand to unwind your twist. Come back to your table pose. And do the second side. Turn the left fingertips towards the center of the mat. Turn your right palm face up. Glide your arm under. Bring your shoulder down, head down. Come on the fingertips of your left hand. And with commitment to yourself, engage your shoulder blade on your back. Engage in the dance. And then breathe and feel the breath as it kind of spirals through the twist in your body. And press down into the left hand and inhale. Come up out of the twist. Good. Let's come on to your back now. We've made it to Shavasana. So lie down on your back. If you want to do one last symmetrical, maybe knees to chest here, that would feel probably pretty good. And then take your legs down, stretch them out. Arms down by your sides, palms face up. And connect now to the earth element. Let go. So, even the turtle doves and the eagles, they have to land and rest. So we close the eyes, relax your muscles, and soften down onto the earth. Rest in the knowing that you are committed to following your heart, to living the life of your dreams. When you make that commitment, your heart can really, really expand. And this is what we want. This is the purpose of the practice. When you're ready, deepen your breath and start to wiggle your toes and fingers. Give yourself a nice stretch. And then bend your knees and roll to your side. And gently press yourself up to sit. Sit well. Bring your palms together in front of your heart. Close your eyes. And just feel how practicing with a sense of commitment to yourself makes a difference. I hope you have a wonderful day, and we'll meet again on Saturday morning, 9 a.m., same channel. Okay. So thank you so much, and namaste.